They are also under pressure from the West to encourage Ukraine to give up nuclear arms. The ministers from 38 nations are meeting in Brussels in a body known as the North Atlantic Cooperation Council. This evening we continue our look at Frankfurt's role as a major financial center with a report on what is called the DAX, the Frankfurt Stock Exchange.
Börse, the home of the stock exchange. The exchange hit another record high today as the DAX index pushed through the 2,100 level. Despite the continuing recession in Germany, activity on the DAX is at an all-time high. Market experts say this is because investment capital is available due to the low interest rates in Germany, and also because of the European Community decision to base the Eurobank in Frankfurt, but mostly because the Germans are adopting their rules to make Frankfurt more compatible with the other major world trading centers.
Ich denke, Frankfurt ist aufgewacht in den letzten 10 Jahren, kann man sagen.
I think Frankfurt has awakened in the last 10 years or so. They realized here that big business with capital, stocks, and bonds was moving to other markets, London, Tokyo, certainly Wall Street as a major financial market. They also realized that in order to keep Frankfurt as a major financial center, they had to modernize, to change the laws, and that's now happening.
One of the major changes is a new law, very similar to American law, outlawing insider trading, a practice which was perfectly legal on the Frankfurt Exchange until now. Gary Bautell, AFN News.
German police have a lead in the murder of Alora McKimmey. Frankfurt police have received a letter stating that a man named Joe Canzino could help them solve the crime. Despite repeated attempts, police have been unable to locate anyone named Joe Canzino and are turning to the public for help. The Darmstadt criminal police are in charge of the investigation and are desperate to contact the writer of the letter. They guarantee complete secrecy. The battered body of the 2.5-year-old was found in a gravel quarry on September 15th. Another U.S. Army unit returns from Southwest Asia. 5th Corps Sonja Coderre reports on the 69th Air Defense Artillery, which participated in Operation Southern Watch.
The 69th Air Defense Artillery helped the U.S. keep its commitment to enforce the UN-mandated no-fly zone in Southwest Asia. The airplane rolled up to the terminal at Rhein-Main Air Base around 3 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. Inside were 258 soldiers from 5th Corps 69th Air Defense Artillery Brigade, returning from an almost 6-month deployment in Southwest Asia. On hand to greet these returning Patriot soldiers were 5th Corps Commanding General Lieutenant General Jerry Rutherford and 3rd COSCOM Commanding General Brigadier General Charles Cannon, Jr. The 5th Corps Army Band played a hero's welcome, and several family members waited anxiously for returning spouses. But for these soldiers, the return home was not quite over. The 6th of the 43rd ADA had another 4 hours by bus until they were finally back in Ansbach. Sonja Coderre, 5th Corps Public Affairs for AFN News.
Also on that flight were soldiers of the 6th of the 43rd ADA Battalion, which is part of 5th Corps 69th ADA Brigade and 3rd COSCOM. The people in Moscow may not have much money, but as European Journal reports, one look at the nightlife shows some have money and they're spending it.
Nightlife in Moscow. Just a few years ago, that meant strolling through Red Square after dusk. But it's a new age, and for many Muscovites, a new sensation. Spending money purely for fun, socializing all night long in clubs and casinos, which are popping up all over Moscow in record numbers. Political turmoil happening in their midst is not spoiling the party mood. In fact, it is because of economic reforms now being put into place that a choice of hot night spots is possible, like this newly opened $2 million Manhattan Express. Cover charge is $20. For the average Russian worker, that's about a 2-week salary. According to the club's manager, American Will Regan, people are looking for ways to spend their money.
Yeah, there certainly is a huge percentage of the population that does not have a lot of money. But there is a very small percentage of people, but it happens to be quite a large number of people who have an enormous amount of wealth.
Regan says some of that wealth comes from tourists, but also Russian entrepreneurs and business people. The majority of patrons at Club 011 are students and young professionals who are attracted to this disco in part by the cheaper $5 entrance fee and the lower cost of drinks. The novelty of it all is evident.
Some of them want to drink and relax, and other ones dance.